It's Dan Kennedy here again. This is the Bathurst to Blayney Div 3 crit. So the Bathurst Cycling Festival happens in New South Wales, Australia, which is kind of around 3 hours from Sydney. And yeah, this is one of the, there's a hill climb, there's a crit, and then there's a grand fondo the next day. So it's a full weekend, really great. I did this last year, not the crit, but I did the hill climb and grand fondo. This is my first time doing this crit. They've actually changed it up to include that little hot dog section. So you can see on the top right-hand side, little hot dog there, which makes it super, super difficult. And the pace from the get-go was quite difficult. People dropping wheels, gaps opening up, even 2.5 minutes in. And I wasn't really trying to take too many chances. It's a very expensive race. It's a state open race. So I think I spent like $40+ to get into this race. So I wasn't keen to drop out of the race, or I really wanted to make it to the end of the race, because in a race like this, anything can happen. And in a race like this, something did happen, and that was the breakaway. And the break went, it was very far up the road. I just thought, I'll just play my cards, because it's very hard to move up in this race because of the course. I'll just play my cards. Hopefully the break gets brought back, and then I can move up and position myself at the sprint. So that was the grand plan, I guess. 5 minutes in, the pace didn't look like it was slowing up. People just dropping wheels. That always happens, and you're going to see that so much in this race footage. People dropping wheels on this the finishing straight. And it's one of those things where if you put just the tiniest bit of effort into making it onto the wheel, you'll get rewarded, because it slows up massively. Everyone hits the brakes here and tries to get the best line around this corner, which, to be honest, I didn't do a very good job at. I had a few times when I went around that corner that I was like, yeah, I nailed that. But most of the time, I felt like I was losing massive amounts of energy through poor cornering, essentially. So 8 minutes in, again, riders just completely blowing up, completely stop pedaling in order to, it's just one of those things. The pace was super high. The average speed was quite deceptive for this race most of the time, and it was around the corners and you're smashing it out. It was above 42k an hour, but because of that hot dog, the average was brought down. I think the official average was 39k an hour. 15 minutes in, I decided, hey, you know what? I've got to have good frontal position. I really want to be up there with the big guys. The break is definitely going to get brought back. So I spent all my bickies, and just a little bit of effort at the right spot, you can make a ton of places. Holding those places, a little bit different, sort of different strategy there. Bit more demanding and difficult to, I guess, hold your position within a bunch. But definitely, 21 minutes in, and you can just see riders struggling, people out of the saddle just trying to, I guess, not get dropped, which is, it's the main game in any sort of crit race. So I was getting pretty tired at this point. This hot dog just kills you. It's the type of anaerobic effort that you really need to train for. When I looked at my chart for this race, I was either absolutely smashing it. Average above threshold was 400+ watts, and then it's just like 0 watts. So you're either recovering or smashing it. And then there are these periods of time where people would drop wheels, and you'd have to like really, really go into the red zone just to stay in contention. 47k an hour, falling off the back of the race. It's difficult. So this is second last lap. So coming into the bell lap, and I'm tired. I really want to be in contention. I can see the front of the race. I'm taking these corners. Well, I feel like I'm taking these corners a lot better. But essentially, I probably wasn't feeling as good as I could, and I was trying to make up a few places here, which I did. But essentially, I got stuck behind two riders and a split opened up, which is the worst. I wasn't going to wait around to see if someone was going to close it, so I just sprinted for it. This is the bell lap. Bells ding, ding, ding. And I just need to get to this front group. If I can get to this front group, I'm in contention for the sprint. At the same time, I don't want to burn all my matches to get to that front group, because if I do, well, then I end up at the sprint with pretty much nothing left in the tank. So a measured effort was required to get back, and I'm so close. But again, really quite difficult, and the pace is just picking up. People that are not pure sprinters are driving the pace, and the sprinters are just trying to hang on. And I'm way above threshold, 46k an hour, 47k an hour, and just going through the chicane, really just trying to make it onto the back. And there was a crash here. This guy almost takes me out as well. But at this stage, I kind of realized in the back straight that I'm, putting huge power down, decent speed, but just not catching this front group. So pretty much, it's race over. I felt, my honest opinion for the race was, I just didn't have the fitness for it. I don't think it was too much a strategic error in my part. It just didn't have the legs at the end, and sometimes that happens. So I enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.